Welcome, Tehseen. Good evening. Sanjay Jha is
Good
with
evening.
us. Sanjay was just saying it's a judicial overreach. He says the cure is worse than the disease, and you heard
Yeah.
him. He believes that if you don't have a dog in your life, you're missing something. I'm also putting out the comments that have come from viewers, and we played out one of the
Yeah.
MCD mayor's soundbite who said we can do this, we can create the facilities to which Sanjay just explained to us. How even if they do it, it's not a good idea for the dogs, right? So let me hear you out first, Tehseen. I know you've put out a lot of posts on social media, but give us a gist of what you think about this issue.
So, so first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show, and it's good that we're not debating. And today,
No, we're
Sanjay and me,
not.
yeah, today Sanjay and me in tennis because Sanjay is a very good tennis player. Everyone should know that. Are like teammates, and we've got the MCD on the opposite side, and we're going to beat them 40 love, 40 love, 6 love, 6 love, 6 love. What's a champ? And
Okay.
Sanjay is right. Paw hugs to you. And I know that Sanjay recently, a couple of years ago, lost one of his extended family members. So, paw hugs to you, Sanjay.
Thank
Look,
you.
let me just begin with the basics. I'm a pet parent, and I have in my extended pet family, we have 31 indies. Now, we've got them vaccinated, we've got them neutered and sprayed, we have reflective collars, and we feed them twice a day, and we've integrated them in our local community. But should I be doing this? People like Sanjay and me are privileged, so we do it. But money for these pets have been given to the corporation, and they're clearly corrupt. They clearly don't use this money well. They've clearly been siphoning off this money. That's what's happened in Delhi. In Delhi, they've siphoned off that money. I totally agree with the starting point where Sanjay left. The courts have crossed the jurisdiction. With respect to the Honorable Supreme Court, and I'm saying this seriously, if Supreme Court is going to start making laws and write laws over what Parliament or assemblies make, then why have elected representatives? That's point number one. Now, the same MCD that could not vaccinate these dogs, that could not neuter these dogs, is now responsible for creating shelters, which will cost 15,000 crore rupees. Delhi's health budget is 13,000 crore rupees. Shelters for these dogs is going to cost 15,000 crore rupees. Where is that money going to come from? Let's assume that they get this money. Remember, these problems come because MCD in the first place failed. They got crores of rupees to vaccinate these dogs and to neuter these dogs. They didn't do that. Now, the same MCD which failed will suddenly have to create facilities of 15,000 crore rupees capex, which is not budgeted for. Even miraculously, if they get this money, it's going to cost you 250 to 300 crore rupees to sort of feed them every year. Again, Tara Deshpande, who's an actor, she's somebody who's an activist. She sent me these figures. She's tweeted me and she said, please put this out on FPJ. So she's put out these
Yeah.
figures. These are well-researched figures. I've checked these figures out. Where is
Okay.
that money going to come from? So Sanjay is right. The solution is worse than the problem. How do we solve this? Because I think all of us agree that no innocent person should be bitten. Nobody should die of
Hmm.
rabies. We
Hmm.
are human. We completely agree with that. How come
Yeah.
my dog or Sanjay's dogs are not biting people? Because we've integrated them into the community. It is integration. I just tweeted a picture.
Also, why is it a Delhi problem, Tehseen? Why other cities have successfully managed this? Why is the problem so aggravated in Delhi per se?
I don't want to make this political, but yes, those who were running the municipal corporation before this, the BJP, today is cheering that this is happening. The BJP created this mess. Now the BJP leaders, Vijay Golji and all, are trying to solve this mess by culling these dogs. Let's be clear. I was yesterday on another channel with Vijay
Hmm.
Golji,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
and it is his political party that created this mess. Can I ask the honorable Supreme Court judges? When will those MCD officials be held accountable? Where is Afrida, your tax money, Sanjay's tax money, my tax money, or somebody from Delhi's tax money gone that has already paid for these dogs to be vaccinated or these dogs to be neutered? And how do
But yeah.
we have a right to take them away from the place where they were abandoned or the
Yeah.
place where they were born for no reason? It's not their fault, right? It's not that their fault that that's happened.
Yeah.
I just want one last point before you ask me. We know when we had our pets, our extended family, we had just 16. Today we have 31. Why? Because people also abandon their pets.
Yeah.
So let's understand the problem. The problem isn't that these dogs are manifesting. Pune, my area has a 80% success rate. Sanjay's area, which is the Marine Drive town area, has a 66, 67% success area. Why is BMC, PMC able to perform the same ABC that Delhi fails? That's the question to ask.
Yeah.
So you're also saying primarily that it's a failure of the municipalities, it's a failure of the ABC program, and the shelters that exist in Delhi. I was looking at those pictures. They are in a very, very bad state. So if
Yeah.
that is the level and the standard, one can just imagine where this is going. But I'm going
Mm.
to play the devil's advocate, since I know both of you are, against the
Teammates.
Supreme Court order. But yeah, this is what Randeep Huda says, and he says, "I love animals, but will I be able to justify to a family that has lost a loved one to rabies or dealt with serious injuries? No." So somewhere, let's not ignore the fact that there have been families affected who have faced assault, dog assaults. So let's be also sensitive towards them, and acknowledge that there is a problem. I agree that the solution is not something that suits a lot of people, but how do we then go about this?
Do you want to take it, Sanjay, or
First,
I'll take it?
I'll come,
Whatever.
yeah, Sanjay first, then I'll come to
No, I want to keep it very short, but first and foremost, I think Tehseen has very brilliantly encapsulated the problem without appearing to be dogmatic. We are all compassionate people who love dogs. We care for everybody who's attacked or bitten. That happens too. We are not living in denial. None of us
you.
here is an illusionary world. We recognize that a stray which is not trained, which is having a hard life, can attack an innocent citizen. We are not endorsing any attack which happens on a child or anybody else at all. But here is the point. The point is that end of day, to be compassionate towards animals actually makes us into better human beings. I think we are forgetting the core principle of our own existence at its very fundamental level. And the Supreme Court's judgment sends such a wrong message. You know what I'm worried about, and Afrida and Tehseen, is that we don't want tomorrow a whole culture of people who suddenly see this as a verdict that makes dogs ostracized from our mainstream lives, because people say, you know what, the highest court in the land wants dogs to be segregated from our homes. And I think that, and dogs, even stray dogs, are community neighborhood friends of ours. It's a way we give them the respectability they deserve. I'll give you one example, and Tehseen has got so many other indies that he's adopted. That's how we call them. We are all dog parents. We
Okay.
don't like to call our dogs dogs at all. Trust me,
Pet
that
parents.
here is,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, because Tessin and I will be aggressive creatures on television, acrimonious in our intent. But I always believe that anyone who loves dogs is a good guy, man, seriously. And I can tell you this for a
The
fact
mutual
that,
admiration
no,
club
it
going
is, it
on.
is,
Stop,
it is, it
stop
is.
admiring each other.
No,
We vote for the
I
same
do that
party
as well.
also. We vote
yeah,
for the
yeah,
same party
yeah.
also.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. And I'll tell you, Afrida, I'll tell you something. The
Yeah.
truth is that at this moment of time, you need to involve a Tehseen Poonawalla. The Supreme Court needs to call a Tehseen Poonawalla with 30. He has greater legitimacy than me to be there. I'm also a dog lover, but he's doing a yeoman service by the adoption he's doing. I just believe it's preposterous that the Supreme Court's verdict actually says no to adoption. And that itself to me
Yeah.
is a manifestation that they have lost the plot. They haven't understood that the core essence of making dogs and human beings coexist, it has happened through centuries, it's happening today, needs to be augmented, not curtailed.
Hmm.
Yes, so well
Testing,
said.
before I mean, of course, you agree with every word that Sanjay says, no doubt about that. But again, coming back to the issue, one issue, of course, is the issue of public safety, which the Supreme Court has cited, and the other issue is there is data based on which there are people who are saying the proportion is too small to take this sort of for this sort of a sweeping order. Is your problem, are we then waiting for the proportion to get bigger before a very stringent action is taken?
No, no. One death is one death too many. We are all parents here. We are all family. We got so one death is too. Nobody wants anyone's
Yeah,
child,
exactly.
any
Even
citizen
one
to
death
die.
is
Let's
too many.
Yeah, we don't want any citizen to die. Child, senior citizen, man, woman, middle age. We don't want anyone to die. And I
Hmm.
respect what Randeep is saying. Huda, he's right in what he's saying. Who's responsible? Why isn't the corporation responsible that was supposed to give it that anti-rabies vaccine? Where is that money gone? That money has been paid for and budgeted in the Delhi Assembly and the Delhi Municipal Corporation. If that dog has got rabies, look, the world over, how have strays been Why do you not have strays on streets in first world countries? Not because first world Western democracies culled dogs. What they did was they had an anti-rabies program and they had the ABC program that eventually got the dog population under control.
Correct.
What
But
have
if
we
we
seen?
had
Let's
missed that bus, if we missed that bus, can we then carry on like this? Or because we missed that bus, now we need to do something maybe more stringent, which the court has decided that thus far no
forget.
further.
So
That's
all
why
right,
it goes from
let's
the
go
good,
with this
bad,
question.
bad and ugly movie as well, saying, this is how it is now. Push comes to shove.
Perfect. Perfect. So humans miss the opportunity. Dogs have to pay a price. Let's even go with that. Who's
Hmm.
responsible for implementing it? The same MCD that missed the bus in the first place. If the MCD would have done the, why is it 80% less in my area? Why is it almost 70% less in Sanjay's area? Because there the corporation acted, because activists like Sanjay or me followed up and we got this done. Why was it not done in the MCD in the first place? Because
Yeah.
whichever political party was there was pocketing the money in the same MCD, the same officials who are responsible for the debt that Randeep Hooda is talking about are now going to build shelters. They couldn't implement a program which was about 100, 200 crores. They pocketed money there and they're going to do 15,000 crores and 200 crores a year.
Yeah.
What is this
Yeah.
logic? Just look at the logic of this. Why was this program not implemented? Because somebody is making money, period. So they are going to do it. I am saying that budget for ABC, is ABC a proven program? Yes. Has it worked the world over? Yes. Has it worked in pockets in India? Yes. Can that now be implemented with people, with conscious citizens who are involved, who oversee this, and with NGOs and other activists who are with a proven record? Maybe we can do that.
Yeah. Also,
Why does
if
it
we
have to
talk
go
about
back to the corporation?
municipality, is why don't we also talk about resident welfare associations, Sanjay? Why don't we also look at how, sometimes the community has to take responsibility? I mean, I feel as people, we have this tendency to constantly blame authorities, MCD. What about resident welfare, RWAs? Why can't they regulate this? And why can't there be people's initiatives, civil society initiatives for sterilization programs and neutering and all of this? Dog lovers should fund it themselves. Why wait for some authority to show up? Forget about your taxes going wasted. Just do it for the love of the animals.
Well, let me tell you, you can ask Tehseen and me and Afrida, I'm sure you know it too. The resident welfare associations have probably the politics which is so vicious and vitriolic, it'll shame our Indian parliament. So I don't want to even get down that road. So here is the truth. I think Tehseen is being very generous in saying, I'm not going to make it political, but I will want to make it political. Dogs don't lynch and dogs don't make hate speeches. Let me just put that on record to anybody
And
who's
dogs
today
also
sounding
don't vote. Is that another
dogs.
reason why?
Eh, yeah, and no, I want to make this point here that what Tehseen says, and you asked him, are we going to live with this gigantic problem? Yes, it is a problem. Yes, strays which can bite people are a danger. I'm not going to deny that, but here is the truth. If what the municipal authorities are supposed to do, if they follow the CSVR, that whole
Yeah,
capture,
yeah,
sterilize, vaccinate
yeah.
thing, the problem over a period of time will automatically become minimal. And that's how societies begin to take care of it. And yes, animal shelters should only exist for adoption, or those dogs that are abandoned, or those dogs that are victims of some kind of a violence. That's about it. And all dogs should be adopted. I can tell you something, Afrida, that nothing hurts me more than when I saw during the pandemic old dogs who had been 8 9 years old were abandoned because people could not look after them for whatever reason. And I think we have to go back to the basics. I think the Supreme Court will must review this decision, and I do feel that specialists and those who care involve them in the process of change, and it is not a Herculean task. In the next year's budget, let make people make provisions, and you have somebody in the BJP, in fact, in Maneka Gandhi, a very reasonable and an intelligent voice for animal welfare, who should be incorporated in this entire process. And we are all willing to be party to ensuring that, end of day, we'll tell people that the dog is not a threat to you. You have to just make sure how we coexist together. And why can't we do
There
that? It's
has
not
to
a
be a
difficult
plan
job.
of action, a
Yeah,
revised plan of
yeah,
action,
yeah,
Sanjay,
yeah,
for this, for coexistence. And like
yeah,
you said, let's have the stakeholders, the subject matter experts,
Yeah.
involved in this.
Yeah.
I take that as your closing comment. Tehseen, to you, again, implementation of ABC rules 2023. In a way, if you look at it, we have rules in place. We have things on paper. It's just that, as you also emphasized, it's not executed. But again, now we are stuck in this situation. What would you say is the way out for dog lovers like you? What can we do now?
The way out is not to lose our humanity.
Correct.
What gives us the right to take away their area? For example, I just tweeted a picture of Vijay Chowk where Sanjay must have done numerous shows and I do. Those strays were born there, abandoned there, lived there. They are part of that ecosystem. Who gives with respect? And I folded hands. Some judge sitting decided this dog will not stay here. How? How does
Yeah.
are they not part of our system? It's their city, it's their country as much as ours. This idea of violent dog attacks, if nobody, no sane person is saying if a dog is violent or has rabies, if it has rabies, don't put the dog down. If it's violent, don't take him or her away. Nobody's saying that. I'm repeating, nobody wants a single human being even to be scratched. But for do we by the same logic say every child or every human being that pelts dogs, throws acids on dogs should be cleared of that area? That's also not fair, right? We need a balanced approach. We need ABC to work so that they don't breed further and eventually their population will come down. And Sanjay is right. Not only has the Honorable Supreme Court crossed this line, it said you can't adopt those dogs. Why can't those dogs have a good life? Suppose if somebody like Sanjay or you or me go to that shelter, like a few puppies, we want to adopt them, make them a part of our family. How can the court stop that? That is
Yeah,
the basis of what?
yeah.
How does that judgment come in?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Shouldn't you actually
Absolutely.
Sure.
encourage that good people come in, take it, give it a family, vaccinate it?
Yeah, fair point. Thank you so much, Tehseen. Thank you, Sanjay, for
Thank
joining
you.
us in this
Thank you.
conversation. Thanks a lot. Good to hear you out. And I hope the message goes out. And I hope now that the CJI has said that he's willing to re-look at this matter, something constructive might come through. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Tessin. Thank you, Afrida.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sanjay. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.